Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Government to invest heavily in cybersecurity protection. 25% reduction in murders in St. Mary. And later in sports, West Indies record crushing 8-wicket win over England in first ODI. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kerry-Ann Simpson. Here are the details. Significant efforts are being made to boost the country's resistance to cyber attacks. Among the measures being looked at is significant investments in technology. O'Shane Masters reports.
The country has seen its fair share of cyber attacks in recent years, and more so since last year. During the month of November, classes at a number of institutions were impacted and productivity was hampered at several businesses following emailed bomb threats. It's something which the Jamaica Cyber Incident Response Team, JASERT, says has not gone unnoticed. Head of JASERT, Godfrey Sterling, says his team is looking at every angle to ensure that the government systems are able to withstand any such attack. However,
we also attempted to look at whether or not the firewall data from government entities would support the theory. And that is still something that we're finalizing because some of the firewall data is quite voluminous and unstructured.
This, Mr. Sterling noted, is of concern. Now, he notes that while public and private sector entities have in place protocols, when the attacks happened, they were not enough. For the start of 2024, Mr. Sterling noted that there was an increase in attacks.
What we saw in January, specifically on January 13, was a significant spike in brute force attacks against HTTP vulnerable connections to the internet. It really sort of brought home the point that we saw and was supported by both the theory and the evidence we found in November, that a lot of the instances there were precursor activities to what happened in January. And that would really set the stage for some other things that we will see further down in the year.
National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says the government will continue to invest in cutting-edge technology as part of efforts to curb cybercrimes.
I can say without further that it's an expensive process, but a necessary part of our operation. The government has done a number of initiatives to strengthen our law enforcement agencies, but there's still a way to go. A prime example of the government's commitment in this regard is the increased budgetary allocation toward the strengthening of the nation's cyber infrastructure. The government is also committed to strengthening the cyber investigative capacity of the law enforcement arm, investing significantly through the Ministry of National Security, Project ProCyber. This project is an establishing partnership between the Ministry of National Security, the Jamaica Council of Force Communication, Forensic and Cyber Division, which continues to bolster Jamaica's cybercrime investigative capabilities.
O'Shane Masters, TVJ News.
Major crimes in St. Mary are trending downwards. The details were revealed at a lay magistrates meeting in the parish earlier this week. Up to October 26, a total of 82 crimes were reported in the parish. Murder continues to top the group with 24 for the period in review. This is still a reduction of 9 compared to last year. Acting Superintendent Anthony Wallace is head of the St. Mary Police.
We're seeing a 25% reduction in murders across the parish, but we're not comfortable. We're not resting on our laurels. We're working hard, assiduously, in ensuring that we maintain that and even improving that to a greater extent. What we've been doing so far is to ensure that the borders for St. Mary are secure. So, honor to be Cassitan, Gale, and Prospect.
And with the festive season fast approaching, the commanding officer says special focus is being placed on the major townships,
where we know that criminal activities are likely to be ramped up. So we have increased that as well. So we're focusing on our hotspots and crime, our management of our town centers. Very important at this time. Also, we have also training and development is very important for us. So we have started to train our operational support teams. As we speak, we have a number of persons now at specialized operation, who, when they return, their skill set, competence, and capabilities would have been enhanced so they can assist us in ensuring that we keep the parish safe.
The National Works Agency NWA has again mobilized a team to clear a landslide along a section of the Junction Main Road, this time on the border of St. Andrew and St. Mary. The NWA says huge boulders have rolled onto the road just beyond Toms River. The agency's communication manager, Stephen Shaw, says the road has been restored to single-lane access.
The team continues to work in St. Mary and Portland, resulting from the rains over the last few days. We had a situation on the border of St. Mary and St. Andrew this morning where the road was rendered impassable owing to fallen boulders. We have since been able to clear that section of the road to single lane, but the intention is to have it fully reopened, so that cleaning and clearing process is continuing.
Now, this is the third major landslide along the Junction Road since Wednesday. Heavy showers on the eastern end of the island have resulted in landslides and breakaways in St. Mary and Portland. The approach to the ford in Craigmill, Portland has also been washed out. Principal of Fairfield Primary in Manchester, Colette McLean Harding, is appealing for help to replace several items stolen from her school recently. TVJ News understands that thieves gained access by smashing the door with what the principal believes was a sledgehammer.
We lost our smart television, we lost our projector, we lost our Lysol, we lost our PA system, we have lost our computers, and so we are in need, we are begging. And so any help that we can get will be greatly appreciated.
Meanwhile, the school received 5 fans from Member of Parliament Michael Phillips to help students and staff cope with the rising temperatures. Melody House Girls Home in St. James has been given a boost with a $1 million donation. Construction will now resume on the $40 million facility. Ground was broken in 2019 for the construction of the Melody House Transition Home in St. James, but work stalled because of lack of funds. Now that's about to change, thanks to Jamaica Women of Florida's who donated $1 million Jamaican dollars. The facility will make it easier for girls to ease their way into adult life. Mayor of Montego Bay, Richard Vernon, says he is elated.
Congratulations to the Florida aunties who have seen it fit to pick up this project, dust it off, and restart, because this must be a reality.
Christine Dexter is founder of Melody House Girls Home.
Our aims and objectives was to house, to provide a home away from home for persons who needed this sort of help.
Mayor Vernon says transition homes must be created for persons who are faced with various strains.
There are many among us who need help, who need to be lifted from certain places. We have struggled for many years with the matter of strain that has formed within families, within youth groups, within schools, in many areas. And not all individuals understand how to react to strain. While some may adopt and use it as encouragement to thrive for better, some become rejects or persons who are looked down upon in society.
In the meantime, Mayor Vernon says that several other issues are being worked on as part of plans to upgrade Montego Bay.
The city of Montego Bay is doing well in many respects. And I trust that by the time we have completed this project, we'll have the beautiful roadway ready to service this community. It is being worked on, and the process is to get the National Water Commission to deal with the water infrastructure prior to dealing with the road infrastructure. You can't go in the reverse. So we're working on that part.
It's time for a break. Stay with us. More local stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. The community of Lincoln became the 45th community in Manchester Northwest and the latest in the island to receive free community Wi-Fi under the Universal Service Fund with the launch of the service in the Lincoln Square yesterday. Head of the Manchester Police, Deputy Superintendent Kerry Duncan, encouraged residents to use the service positively.
To have the internet service up here, use it and use it wisely, use it professionally, and use it to the benefit of our own country.
And Principal of Cheveley Primary, Marvia Stewart, implored the students to use the facility to enhance their schoolwork and complete their projects on time.
Here, and we know that it's going to motivate a lot of students, especially to do their homework. They can't give no excuse anymore that they don't have any internet. When teacher asks them what happened to your project and what happened. So I just want to say I salute Mr. Phillips, our MP, and of course the Universal Service Fund.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Manchester Northwest, Michael Phillips, appealed to residents to protect the equipment and to not allow outsiders to vandalize it.
That is being given to you comes at a cost. It is taxpayers' money, even though it is said that it is free, somebody has to pay for it. And I want to ask the residents to protect the equipments and not allow those from outside the community nor those from within the community to abuse the equipments that are here for your benefit.
Time now for the Business Minute.
Caribbean Cement Company is reporting revenues of $21.5 billion for the 9-month period ending September 30, marking a 1% increase compared to the similar period in 2023. However, quarterly revenue decreased by 11.2%, falling to $6.2 billion, which is 3% lower than the previous quarter. For the 9-month period, operating earnings reached $6 billion, up by 4.3% from the $5.8 billion reported for the corresponding period last year. In contrast, the third quarter operating earnings were significantly lower at $0.6 billion, reflecting a 75.7% drop from the $2.6 billion reported in 2023. The company says the sharp decline was due to reduced sales caused by Hurricane Beryl. The workers have rejected 2 previous offers, including the last offer of a 35% rise. For the Business Minute, I'm Shane Masters.
Time now for the top regional and international story. And we take another break. When we come back, we'll have your midday sports report.